to introduce Kiela Brodigan from Culture Ireland. Kiela is Manager of Visit Dublin and Head of Events Ireland as well.
I suppose the words that resonated with what Richard was saying are the words experience, vibrancy and delivery, and they laid the foundation basically of what I'm going to say, so there's a nice segue. So what I'm going to take you through this morning is why the evening experience is so important to our consumer segments, how we're working together with the Purple Flag and the guys and bids on communicating the experience in Dublin, and also outline some of the product developments that we're currently scoping out in line with our segmentation. So just to kind of give an overview, so what is Dublin? Well, Dublin is predominantly an adult destination. Tourists don't tend to visit Dublin as part of a family. They tend to come as couples or as groups of friends. And we can just see here from the figures, 40% of those that are visiting Dublin are between the 19 and 34 age group. That ties very nicely in with what Richard was saying. If we break it down, GB visitors, you're talking about 30%, and mainland Europe about 47%. So a significant number of tourists visiting Dublin are in that adult profile. They're those that are seeking a vibrant nighttime experience. So, in conjunction with Tourism Ireland and the Northern Ireland Tourist Board last year, we undertook an unprecedented deep dive into the GB market. And the outputs of that is we now have identified two consumer segments who we are heavily focused on. For the purpose of today, I'm just going to talk about our social energisers because it is for them that the evening economy is particularly important. For these guys, it's all about fun, laughter, spontaneity, vibrancy, and the vibe of the city. So these guys, not surprisingly, are between 18 and 34. They come in groups of friends, so like-minded people or as couples. They're here for 2 to 3 nights, and they're looking for cool, exciting, new, and vibrant things to do. So what are their motivations? Well, they want to have a laugh. They want to share the adventure with their friends. They want new experiences. They want to explore new places. And the more out of the ordinary and the more exciting these places are, the better. They want lots to see and do in a relatively small area because they don't want to have to plan too much, to be honest with you. And they're all up for being spontaneous because that then delivers fun and laughter and ultimately a really good break. So what these guys are most likely to be seen doing are the most energetic and popular activities. Braggability rights are huge for these guys. So they want to be the first to have done something and be able to tell all their friends about it. You'll see them in lively pubs. They like good food, they like music, and they love festivals, street entertainment, music, comedy tours, street art. But what's interesting about these guys is that it's not just about the traditional tourism products, and I think Richard referred to it as well, it's about entertainment. So it's moving the psyche and our current psyche from traditional tourism to the entertainment sector. They want to get under the skin of the place. They want to do Dublin as the Dubliners are doing. As the Dubliners are doing, and they want to visit attractions that can deliver that fun experience. So they're mostly likely to stay in hotels because they can be close to the action. These guys are more likely to take city breaks, European city breaks, than any other segment, and they're more likely to take more breaks over the year than any other segment. So the proposition that we're currently working on and the experience pillar on which we're building all of our communication is very much about the vibe of the city. This is what will convert, this is what will deliver for this segment. It's a motivation that has been tested to deliver. So what does it mean for Dublin? Well, it means that we have to start thinking about the experience, as Richard said. It's not a case of listing product and saying these are a predetermined itinerary. They don't want that. They want to be able to determine what they want to do, when they want to do it. So it's very much about packaging the experience, giving them things that they can see, taste, touch, smell. What value will I get from doing this? What's the benefit of me doing this? So it's all about the experience. What they want to be is busy day and night. These guys are not coming here to rest and relax. They want to go home exhausted. So they want to have busy days, exciting days, and happening nights. And that's all part of the vibe of the city. So again, it's about packaging. And one of Dublin's USPs when we look at our competitive set, which would be the likes of Amsterdam, Prague, Berlin, and Stockholm, is that we have a coast that's 25 minutes from the city centre. So you can be here and go and see safari on Dublin Bay, come in and do some shopping and have a really, really exciting nighttime experience. And that is a very, very powerful USP for this segment, for the 18 to 34-year-olds. they want to come in, have a great night out, but not feel guilty about it. So whether it's a bracing walk on Hotel or on Dunleary Pier, they want to be able to enjoy everything, the best of both worlds, exciting days and nights. So a proposition that we're currently looking at the moment, so how we would be speaking to these guys is, so for people who are seeking fun and excitement, Dublin not only delivers an iconic nighttime experience, but also an extraordinary daytime experience because of the opportunities for adventure inside the city and close by. And in a nutshell, Purple Flag delivers that experience on the ground about accessibility, about the range of products, it's about safety, security, and the vibrancy. So from a comms point of view, Dublin Purple Flag will be able to assist us in delivering that experience on the ground. So what we're communicating will actually be experienced. So Richard mentioned, and for the purpose of today, I'm purposely talking about digital and content because that's what these guys are consuming. So we know the type of media that they're consuming, they know the content that they're looking for, because basically 70% of the engagement with your brand is not what you're putting out there, it's not what I'm putting out there about Dublin. Consumers are engaging with our brands, and we need to embrace that. So it's about direct and indirect, it's about using digital. That's the media that they're consuming, that's the media that they own. They've grown up in the digital era and they know what they're looking for, when they're looking for it, and how to get it. So it's about hitting them direct and indirect, it's about creating content that will activate them, that will motivate them, that will convert them into buyers of Dublin. And it's about curating the content, curating the conversation that is out there about Dublin. They are generating in their own language what they're experiencing. So why not pull that content and speak to them on their own level? And it's also about distributing content. For example, we're working with Arrival Guides. They have 170 partners worldwide. They've got a 50 million active database. So why not let our content and let these guys utilise our content about working smarter? And again, about relevant content. For example, we made some changes to our homepage. We get 2 million visits per year. And we made some very subtle changes. We cleaned it up a little bit. But what we did was, if you imagine that there's 67 million searches per month for on terms relating to a short break in Europe. 67 million. So what we need to do is currently Visit Dublin on the organic listing is performing very well, but to try and cut through that noise and to try and engage with consumers, you have to make the content relevant. So for us, we've made some changes. We've improved our bounce rate by about 22%, our exit rate by 23%, and they were also changes. And basically what it boils down to is generating and giving them the content that they're looking for. It's delivering new news to these guys. And what new news to us isn't new news to these guys. Unfortunately, there are preconceived notions out there that Dublin mightn't necessarily be a vibrant, fun, happening place. So us delivering new news gives them that jolt for conversion to be able to turn them into qualified leads. So we, social, it's all about social. We activated our social campaign, or our social strategy in November of last year, and we've already seen, we've had great success. We've increased our Facebook likes, which basically is about sharing and engaging content, by 300% in the space of 2.5 months. And we're now reaching a global audience of 4.5 million consumers. So that just shows you the power of social, but again, it's relevant content. It's not about us pushing what we think they want, it's about us pushing what they're actively searching for. So this is just an example of our Facebook. So all of our social media are in campaign, they're heavily branded, our posts are branded, and it's all to increase the shareability, to increase the engagement. And what Purple Flag does is it allows us to put a tangible around that comms. We're saying Dublin is all about exciting days and happening nights. How is that? Well, this is what we have to demonstrate and to prove that. Visitor engagement on the ground. So for example, we work with the guys in BID on a visitor map. It's about 500,000 of a print run, it's in 5 languages. And currently we're working on the 2013 version, which will have the Purple Flag zone outlined within the creative quarter. So that is for distribution on the ground through the kiosks, through our own Discover Ireland centres, but also it has a global reach. So we send it out to the markets, we send it to visiting trade, visiting media. So it's hitting all the different kind of channels and all of our different consumer touch points internationally and globally. And this again is a tangible message that we can say, yes, Dublin is about a vibrant city, it is about a great nighttime experience, and here's why. We also have our app. We'll be rolling out version 3 of it next month. We've got increased functionality and there's an augmented reality feature within it that allows you to kind of scan and view. We've integrated our iWalks, which is our audio guides, into the app. So again, it's about delivering content to these consumers when they're looking for it and through the media and through the vehicles that they're utilising. So there's top tips, it's all about events, it's Dublin City Plus, and as I said, the special offers that we gather from our partners are integrated into it so that they can access and purchase as they're consuming the media. Dublin Pass is a city card that we operate. So again, it's about communicating the value for money message that Dublin has. They delivered 100,000 plus incremental visits to attractions last year. Also, content that's been proven really, really successful for us are the insider guides. So this is about budget Dublin, fun Dublin, Dublin City Plus coastal. But the great thing about these is that they're interchangeable. We can change the content depending on what people are looking for. They're downloadable guides, so they can download them before they come. They can download them when they're here. They're integrated into the app. So again, it's pushing the content out to them as they want it, when they want it, and through the media that they want. And as I mentioned, the iWalks as well. So that just kind of gives an overview of the app. So we're really excited about that launch next month, and I know I'm way over my 10 minutes. So what's next? So in line with the consumer segmentation that we undertook next year, we're looking at different products that we need to develop within Dublin that will assist us deliver that experience on the ground. So just quickly, the City Plus experience. So I can have a great time, I can have a real urban experience, but I can also enjoy the coast. I can have an exhilarating kite start for a kite out on Dublin Bay. It's about festivals and events. Richard mentioned the animation of the city. These guys need to feel, sense, touch, and the excitement of the city when they're here. So it's about coming up with ways and means to be able to bring the festivals out to the street so that they can engage fully with them. And also expanding the festivals and events calendar that we have, which is an awesome and incredible events calendar. But for this segment, we have identified gaps, and it's about filling those gaps. So music is very important. It's not just the traditional music, and it's not the contemporary. And they can see Beyonce in the O2 in London if they want. What they want is access to our talent on the ground in Dublin. Be it slightly traditional or slightly contemporary, they want a nice mix of both. Again, it's about animation of pedestrian areas, expansion of markets, development of participative events, advocating for more outdoor events and animation spaces, which again feeds into the animation of the city and the city vibe, and the city being unfet, and again creating a more extensive calendar of events. So I too, like Richard, am positive and very optimistic. Haven't got final figures yet, but it looks like Dublin is up 11% on last year, so great news for Dublin. And just some of the comments that have come through. So Farmers place Dublin in the top 10 nightlife destinations in the world, and that's a pretty significant accolade for Dublin. We're also listed in the top 5 destinations globally to celebrate the new year by Lonely Planet and TripAdvisor. So significant accolades. So the word is good out there in Dublin. There's a lot of goodwill, so it's about embracing it, expanding it, and working together to improve it, and I look forward to working with it.